There can be peace in the world. A rep in our talent department about a CREEM magazine documentary. And I think we reported on this a week or two ago and talked about it a little bit, and it is now coming out. It's coming out on July 31st. So I have not seen it. I have a link to it, which I will probably watch tonight. But I said to our fine folks in the talent department, if it's coming out on July 31st, why do a live radio show 3 weeks before anyone can see it? Because to me, just like with record releases, logic would dictate you want to do it as close to the release date as possible, because with people's attention spans these days, well, we all know they don't last very long and it will be long forgotten. So I posed that question and said, would the folks that made this documentary like to maybe do it the week of the release, so it's a little fresher in everybody's mind? So that's being discussed. If for whatever reason they feel they need to and want to do it tomorrow, I'll carve out a little time tomorrow, but otherwise I'm hoping we're able to do that towards the end of the month when you, the public, can actually see the film if you're interested. And I think a documentary like this, and again, I haven't watched it. All of this came down late last night, so I haven't had any time to dig into anything. But a documentary like this about a 70s-based rock magazine is really going to have, if I'm being honest, not a wide range of appeal. I remember when we talked about it on this show, I had said that you got to be a certain age group, and you had to be a real rock fan to remember this magazine. They were talking about, at that time when we first brought this documentary up on this show, them doing a theatrical if you were a rock fan. But it's not, well, look, let me watch the film, and I'll let you know if there's more to it than that. There may be things about the magazine I don't know. But I'm excited to watch it. You know I love my docs. I did read the magazine back in the day. It was a magazine that did feature Kiss quite a bit, which is what my interest was when I was a kid. And it was a magazine that famously was the first to print a photo of Kiss without makeup while they were wearing makeup, while they were in their anonymous phase. There's a story behind that, which I'm assuming will be covered in the documentary, but it was like 76 or something, and Kiss went to the offices of the magazine, and of course they weren't wearing makeup just doing that. They had an agreement with people. You don't take photos of us and print them, help us out, keep the mystique, keep the whole vibe of the band going. And then a photographer grabbed them in the back alley out of makeup and said, hey, well, let me just shoot off a few photos. We won't do anything with these. And of course, the band, being naive and very young at that time, trusted this person and shot photos of them. And then the magazine ran the photos. And I remember, so to me, when it comes to CREEM magazine, that is the biggest thing I remember being such a big Kiss fan, because at the time, there was this black and white photo, and the magazine was very sort of sarcastic in their tone about everything. They would always be like, sort of backhanded compliments, what I remember, because I remember that the magazine ran the photo, and in the headline said something like, we have the first ever photo of Kiss without makeup, or if you don't care, why should we? Or something like that, like sort of a weird backhanded compliment. And they ran the photo. And I remember all of us as Kiss fans back then, because again, this was the time of the great mystique of Kiss, the original band. Nobody knew what they looked like. We would all look at that photo and analyze it and try to figure out if it was really, truly them or not, or the magazine just looking to get some publicity. Because that happened a lot too. There were pictures back in the day of guys from the band The Babies that were ran in like the New York City newspapers. Allegedly, this is really Paul Stanley and he's actually in The Babies. I said this on Twitter a couple days ago. Unless you grew up with Kiss in the 70s like I did, you can't now understand the mystique that went on. There was a whole nother thing above and beyond just the rock band. It was this whole thing about who they really are, who are they under the makeup, because it was all kept a secret. I mean, it's just brilliant marketing. And because there had been photos that ran prior that were not really Kiss, the thought when CREEM magazine posted this photo is, well, it's just another magazine posting a photo that's not really Kiss, saying it's them to get publicity. In this instance, it really was Kiss, but they didn't really get damaged by it because as fans, we weren't sure if it was legit or not. So it just created more controversy, and it turned out that one actually was legit in retrospect. So I'm sure that's going to be covered in the doc. I've got the screener. I'll watch it. I'm hoping we can do this interview a little closer to the release of the thing so I have more time to spend with it, but again, I'm waiting for the powers that be here at the company to let me know what they want to do. That may or may not happen tomorrow with